Right, team, welcome back. So we're carrying on with preparing for grass. So here we are. We got our little lime trailer because we know our little paddock needs some lime, and we're down here at the loading station. So here's how we deal with loading stations. So we'll load up here, and we've got, see there, L3 is to start filling. Now we don't think we're going to need maybe even 1,000 liters, so we're going to hit start and we're going to hit stop. 634 liters, I think that's probably going to be sufficient because it's a really, really, really small field, and it costs a bit of money. It's a shame it's the only one we got, but it is the only one we got, and that's fine. So we'll go over and we'll spread the lime, and then we'll have a look at the field. I'm hoping after liming, it's just straightforward fertilizing and then seeding. Because that would be nice and simple. Is there a river over here? Don't think so. I think we can cut through here. Yeah, because that would be nice and simple. So let's go and have a look. And the lime spreaders are exactly the same as the fertilizer spreaders. In fact, this doubles up as both a lime and fertilizer spreader. So if I was to buy a bigger farm or expand the farm that I've got to take up more fields, probably more accurately, I would purchase one of these. So I think we said we think this is like 20 meters or something is what its spread is. So I think let's give that a go. The lime one's a little bit easier to deal with because you can see it. So here we go. Let's get underway. See how far it goes. No, it doesn't go as far as that. It doesn't go as far as that at all. So we might not have got enough lime because we're going to use quite a bit of lime to get through that. Turn it off. So there you go. That was, we had 600. That took 400. So that won't take us to the end. But we'll carry on this way. Oh. And we'll wrap up as much of this little bit as we can, and then we will have done about half the field. There we go. So we will have done about half the field, so we need about the same again, which is fine. I don't mind doubling up on things. Don't mind doubling up on things at all. So like I said, we're gonna do the lime. Then I'm going to give it a quick whizzo with some fertilizer. I've already hired this thing, so I've got my fertilizer in there. I'll see how I go with that, or if I need to buy some more, and I'll do that, and then I'll come back and we'll see if the field is ready to seed and roll or not. Right? We'll see you soon. Right, so here we are. So yeah, the field is ready. So I did lime it. It took about 1,500 liters of lime altogether in the end. So small field like that uses up a lot of lime. There's a lot of lime. I fertilized it. Fertilizing uses up a lot less, a couple of 100 liters. So we're ready to go, and we're in the world of seeders. Now, seeders are not to be confused with planters. As it says here, planters are a special type of seeders that are used for crops like maize, sunflower, or soybean. So there are different kinds of ways of planting your crops, I guess is probably the best way to put it. So you have these variety of planters and things, and we'll maybe do maize. Do we have maize? I don't remember maize. I see their corn, sunflower, bean, beet, cotton, and is that canola? Wonder what they mean by maize. Am I missing something? But we'll probably do that. I think they're essentially the same in a lot of ways as seeders. So you just have a standard forward seeder, a standard form seeder. It's just like boom, here you go, here's what you got. It takes seeds and you roll it along the ground and it plants seeds. And you're like, what are those arms for? I'll show you what the arms are for. I'll hire one. Does this do grass? I'll probably hire this one. And I'll show you what those arms do. They're very nifty. Um, and this one's the same, blah, 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 blah. It says this one requires wheel weights. So yeah, you can put weights on the front of your tractor. You can put weights on the wheels as well for these. This is fairly standard. This is a tank. So if you're doing big fields, these some of these seeders have relatively small tanks. You can put an additional tank on the front of your tractor. So that would work probably with any Kun. I don't know if it necessarily works with the Pottinger or the Amazon. They don't always work together, so I would try and stick within brand for that kind of extension. Otherwise, you find yourself hiring this and you've got a Pottinger and they're not compatible. This Pottinger, however, is something that allows direct seeding. As it says there, no previous cultivating or plowing is necessary. So these can be very handy, very big, very wide. But you can also see there that it has two tanks. It has a tank for seeds and a tank for fertilizer. So it fertilizes as you plant. Very canny thing. Very useful if you want to save a little bit of time. Again, if you've got a very big field, you might say to yourself, well, I don't want to be bothered with cultivating or plowing, and then it's going to dig up stones. Then I'm going to have to deal with this, and I'm going to have to deal with that, and I'm going to have to deal with all the other stuff. So you can do direct seeding, etc., etc. Does it change the yields? Not super sure, actually. I haven't looked into it. We'll have a look at the info bit in a minute. This is another one. And you're getting up to sort of massive size. This is like 8 meters. This is like a 7.7 ton. This is up to being now, well, that's only a 5.3. That's a 10.4 ton. Massive, some of these things. Absolutely massive. Which is great, you know. And then you're back to sort of small stuff and some complicated stuff and things that are parts of what you call it, DLCs. This is an enormous tank. This is a 33,000 liter seeder tank to go along with your seeder, which I think you pull this and then you pull the seeder behind it. It's an enormous train, and it's for massive fields. There's more massive tanks and etc., 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 and that's the way it goes. So we are looking for a fairly straightforward and fairly cheap seeder, and it's this one. So this is what we're going to use, and obviously we're going to have to buy seeds. So this is 1.4 ton. It's got 3 meters. It's fine. It takes grass, which is what we're going to be doing. We're going to lease the little sucker. There you go. And we need seeds. So we need a bag of seeds. I don't know how many seeds this thing will get through. I can't imagine a pallet or a bag, you know. So let's get a bag and see what happens. It's getting on a bit. It's getting dark. So I'm still using the little tractor that could. It's a handy little thing. Handy little thing. Don't mock it. Some people may have mocked it. Right, fill it up. There you go. Doesn't even take the full load. So we're gonna go out. We'll get this done. I'll show you how they work, and then I'll probably chuck an AI worker on it because there's something else I want to discuss with you about another field that I'm working on. Like we bought the big field out back, and I've got some plans for it as well. So we'll do the grass here. And then we'll go and have a look at that, because something came up when I was playing multiplayer farmer with Mr. Money last night, which is probably another thing. I will get to multiplayer farmer setup and how that works towards the end of the showcase, because it's really it's a way to play, but it's not part of it. Don't worry about artifacts like this with the lime. Sometimes it happens. You just end up with these little artifacts around the field edges. It doesn't mean that it's not limed. It just means that you've got this little thing going on. Right. So here we go. We're lining ourselves up. Now then, if you hold your L1 controls, you'll see that there's a thing there that says ridge marker. That's a ridge marker. I don't know if you saw that. It just came out. See that sticking out the side? So here's how ridge markers work. Oh, the AI worker won't use them. That's right. So the AI worker won't use a ridge marker. So we'll have to do this ourselves. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this ourselves. Right? So you need to actually lower the seeder though. You can't just wander off willy-nilly. You need to actually lower the seeder. Now you need to turn on the seeder, and then you can actually go. What do you mean it can't be planted in November? It's grass. Oh, we've got it set for the wrong crop. Hands up all those people who noticed that I had it set for the wrong crop. We want grass. There you go. You can change the seed. Isn't it a miracle? You can change it in the planter, which is a good idea. If you had to select it when you filled it, I would have selected entirely the wrong thing. So let's lower the seeder. Right, now we're ready to go. So as this goes along, the ridge marker is not doing a super job, this one. I got a little bit stuck there. But what's happening with my tractor keeps getting stuck. Can't be the size of the machine, that's for sure. The ridge marker goes along and makes a little mark in the field, which I'll admit isn't particularly noticeable on this one, which is a little bit odd. So let me go there. And what happens is, when you turn around, and it's hard also to see, we don't have side lights on this dinky little tractor. It's hard to see. It's kind of there. You see that ridge? See that ridge there? So the way this, no, that's not the right ridge, because if that was the right ridge, This is not going according to plan. The way it should work is, it makes a little ridge, and if you follow the ridge with the other ridge marker, you can be guaranteed that you will get all of the seeds planted in the right place. But for some reason, it ain't working on this particular one, which is a bit weird. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the AI worker carry on, and then I don't need to worry about it at all, because he can go ahead and plant my grass, and that's fine. And this is my other tractor, and this is my other field. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about was this field. So as you can see, this field has stones in it. Right? Stones, stones, stones. We've been through here, and we've platted up, and everything else, and that's all hunky-dory. And if we go and have a look, we can see that there are stones. But they're all small stones. The larger stones are darker colors. The larger stones are red. I don't think there's any red stones in this field. You can also see from looking at them that these are little clumps of small stones. So we've been picking up stones, and that's certainly something you can do, and you can pick up stones, and you can sell stones, and you can make a little bit of money. But there's something else you can do with this, which is roll it. So you can get a roller, and if you roll the field, it rolls the stones back in, and they don't become an issue. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this thing, and we're going to go, and we're going to get a roller. Now, once again, many different kinds of rollers. Some of which appear in the packs. So I think if you go to, is there any in the grain packs? That's direct seeders and harvesters and various things. No grass packs. No. Don't think they actually have rollers because it's an optional thing. Um, but if we go through here and we go over to here, rollers. Um, it just says with a roller you can improve the soil quality. So we've only got two as beginners, and they're or as vanilla. I don't think I've got any downloads for rollers. We've got, and they're both big. This is an 8.5. This is a 24.7, which is a monster. The tractor that we're leasing is this one. Oof, it'll pull 6.5. So we're probably gonna have to get a bigger tractor because that's 8.5. It might do it because it's on the flat. So it might do it because it's on the flat. So what I'll do is I'll go and sort out that roller, and I'll roll this field, and that guy's seeding the field because we'll also want to roll that field at the end, which I want to show you, and I'll be back. Sorry that it's nighttime. It just bright moon though. Sorry that it's nighttime. It just happens like that sometimes. I'll see you when we've done with some rolling. Shall I? Right, so just bring you back. So yeah, it is pulling it fine. It's pulling it fine, and as you can see, it rolls out the back and there's no stones. So the roller is getting rid of the stones for us, which is great. But it will only work on the smaller stones. It won't work on the larger stones. So he's going to carry on rolling my field, and then when we're done, we'll go out and we'll roll the other field, which will prepare the seed bed completely. And then all we have to do is wait for our grass to grow. How's he getting on? He's nearly there. He's nearly done. He's doing a good job. Sorry I couldn't get those ridge markers to work. I guess maybe this machine's just a little bit too small for them to be functional. I don't know if this is a mod or not. Sometimes the mod stuff doesn't work perfectly as well as it should, you know, which, you know, is what it is. But trust me, that's how it works. And if we do a larger crop with a larger cultivator, maybe we'll do a direct seeder, and I will show you how it works, because trust me, it does actually work, and it is actually very handy. Oh, I know how it is. Oh, I'm getting myself confused. Sorry. How it works is not that you put the other ridge marker in, but that you drive the center of the tractor down the ridge. Yeah, it's too late now, I think, because we've done it at the end. But that's right. Oh, screw my head on. Sorry, I've not been feeling very well, and my brain's not been working very well. So when you put the ridge marker out, it marks a line in the field, and you drive the center of the tractor down the ridge, not the other ridge arm. Of course not. How's that going to work? Sorry. Brain like an absolute sieve. Brain like an absolute sieve. It's all right. You put up with me because I'm relatively amusing, right? So there you go. Anyway, too late. This is going to be done. Next time we do one, I'll show you properly that I'm not actually mad. And it's the ridge marker goes out, creates a little furrow, and then when you come around, you line up the nose of the tractor right in the center, and you drive up the center of the ridge marker. And that makes sure that you don't overlap and you don't miss, right? Good. Glad we got that. Glad we got that. So we'll get this done. We'll get this rolled, and then we'll be waiting for the grass to come up, and then we'll be moving on to the next thing. So, whew, I'll see you soon. Right, welcome back. This came up. I wanted to show you this. This is cotton. This is cotton harvesting. This is a cotton harvester. It's a self-propelled machine, comes with its own integral header. Don't need to get a header for it. Certainly for this one anyway. Pardon me. So it's going to take the cotton off. It's at 67, 68, 69, 70%. And it's essentially a massive baler. So what's going to happen with this is when this gets to 100%, it is going to spit a circular bale out the back. There are different kinds of cotton harvesters. We'll go and have a look at the cotton harvesters, which I believe are here. So you have the green one, which is what we have, which is the expensive one, does a 238 centimeter circular bale. It has a 10,000 liter tank. And you have the red one, which I've used before, which spits out a square bale, which has a 20,000 liter tank. And they also have bale lifters. The Lizard Module X Semi does both. You stick that behind a truck, or you can get. You would need to be able to get. You can get a dolly trailer for your tractor, which allows you to hook up truck things. This is, I don't think, an automatic lifter. It might be. That's obviously for lifting cotton bales, but this one loads automatically, and I think this one has an arm. But we'll be trying this one because this is the one that came with the contract to see how this one works. So you lift those up, and this contract is going to be taking them to Johnson's Farmer Market, but you could be taking them to a spinnery or a variety of other places. So he's only at 25% of his bale. So although he's been through a full kind of a tank load, he isn't ready to spit out a bale yet. It's on the AI worker, so I can't change anything. Not going to imagine that we get a lot of bales. I mean, that's sort of like 3 passes, two and a half passes, and it looks like he's probably going to get that again another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So you're maybe going to get 2 or 3 bales, but they are worth quite a bit of money, cotton bales. We've also got this now going on. We bought this bottom field. Remember, it had soybean in it, which is what it has in it, and I said that I was probably going to purchase it when the soybean came round. The soybean has come round, so I've purchased the field. I'm harvesting the soybean. I've got my little tractor over there with his trailer, which I'm loading up, and then we'll hang on to the soybean until the prices come round. When is the soybean prices good? Soybeans. Not good till July. So we'll be hanging on to that for a while because it's November and they're down at possibly their lowest. So we'll be stocking up on soybean. We're keeping an eye out for corn. Remember, December the prices begin to go up. Well, November the prices are going up. December the prices start, but really in January we're going to see corn prices really go up. So we're going to keep an eye on our corn because we've got 4,563 liters of that. And the sunflowers, really not worth it to us until March. So that is January, March, and July. Because July for this. So it does take a while for this stuff to come through. I did say this game is about investing first. So spending quite a bit of money. So we've got now 1 field of grass up the front. We've got 1 field prepared up the front. We've got 2 fields prepared up the back. I'm going to prepare this field up the back. So these will be ready. We will then plant these. We will then need to wait another full cycle before we can harvest it, before we can start realizing money. So this is the issue with the game. It takes quite some time to get your stuff together and get your processes working so that you start making money. So don't, if you're starting with Farm Manager or something where you have a cash balance, don't think you're like quids in and you can rush out and start buying things and doing stuff, because you probably can't. You need farmland to make crops, and that's fine. It's a capital investment. Oh, that was a plowing contract on field 31. So that's fine. You're making a capital investment. That's no drama. What I also wanted you to show, or wanted to show you, was the field that we finished. So the field that we finished out here, which is pretty good, it's all ready. This one we won't be able to fertilize till we plant. We're not ready to plant yet, so that'll be planted, probably rolled, and then fertilized. This has been rolled, and I had to do another fertilizer on top of it, and you can see now I have a plus 100% yield bonus, which is absolutely great. So we're going to get a nice big yield bonus off that. That's great. Our honey is still producing, not full yet, so that's fine. And if we go and have a look down at our aminals, as my daughter would say, we've still got chooks here, still producing eggs. They never go off, so you never worry about that. And we got our sheepies doing their sheepy kind of thing. We now have one small pallet with 2 bales, and obviously an awful lot of room for an awful lot of other bales. And this is looking a bit better now. This is looking better, and we've got stuff. We've got crop outside. We've got strawberries, and again, they don't go off. So that's fine. So you can see there we've got 397 liters of tomatoes, 199 liters lettuce, 295 of strawberries. I don't know why the strawberries are coming out. Possibly because we've got so much. Is that why? No, not in particular. I don't know why the strawberries in particular are coming out versus the others, but they are. So it looks a bit better, doesn't it? I mean, it looks better than the last time you saw it, when it looked like, as I correctly termed it, Dawn of the Dead. So the glass house is making stuff, so we've got some product on the go. So these are the kind of things that we'll keep producing and keep producing. The water situation is good. The animal situation is good. If we have a look at our animals, you see that the sheep, health 100%, reproduction 40%. I've still got 20 of those. The chickens, we now have young. So we now have chicks. We have 20 chicks and 20 chickens. So we now have chicks on the go, and that's all good. Our chicken coop can hold 360 chickens. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but if we go over here and have a look, you'll see that 40 out of 360. So that will hold 360 chickens, and we've got 40. So we'll just let that keep doing its thing till they... Oi! Did you see that? That chicken ran through that wall. So we'll let them keep doing that. Not sure how many sheep you're supposed to be able to get in here. Not that many, I don't think. No, that's the wrong place. There you go. 25. So we've got room for 5 more sheep in here, and then this will be full, which is what it is. So we've got some things on the go. We're still working. I've still got a field over there. So although harvest season is over, where's this guy? Oh, I better finish that contract. Otherwise, I'm just blowing money, aren't I? Completed. There you go. So I'm gonna get him over here. That's another 8 grand for that plowing contract. Hopefully there's enough space in my little truck. It's handy because it goes up to 12,000. I don't think we're gonna get 12,000 out of this, but we're gonna get quite a bit. Still going, still going, still going. What's he say? 8, 9. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll fill up the little truck. Then we'll take that, we'll dump that in our silo. That'll stay in our silo. We'll return this, which will be fine. 3, 2, 1. There you go. And this guy's still going. He's up to 76%. So he's going to get 1 bale. Maybe 1 bale. 1 and a bit. They can discharge some of it. It would be a real waste if we couldn't discharge a partial bale on this one, because yeah, we'll wait and see. I'll bring you back on this one. I'll start dealing with my other field and starting to get that plowed and ready. taking an age, and I'll come back to this one. So I'll see you soon for closing out this cotton one. Right, so here we are. So we have one out the back, and I think we can unload that one, which is fine. And we have 77% inside, but it seems like there is no way to offload that or get it out, which is a real shame, because that's a fair amount of stuff. So I'm a little bit concerned that is one bale going to be enough for this contract. So we'll see, and it's a shame because that's a lot of cotton, and it's a bit of a. If only there was a way to offload these things. But I don't know. It usually says if you can offload a partial bale or not, and it looks like we can't. So it's a bit of a problem if cotton is your harvest, because you end up with that's a lot of cotton in that machine that I just can't get out. And it's a bit of a problem that you cannot get it out. If I yeah, it says folding is not possible while the machine is filled. If I turn it on, will it do anything? If I lift it, does it automatically spit it out? Yeah, it won't let me it won't even let me fold the machine, which is just crazy. So if I turn it off again, it's like, nah, won't let me. But there's no way to get it out. So let us have a look at this thing. Now, I've never used one of these before. Now, the way these work is they come with an operating position and a transporting position. So this is the operating position, which looks kind of scary. So I'm kind of figuring that it's got a scoop on the bottom, that I just come up here and it loads like this, and I don't need an arm. Yeah, there you go. Alright. So there you go. And I imagine it, yeah, a little conveyor rolls it back, and it would take 3 bales. Looks like it would take 3 bales. Not that I can get 3 bales. So I'm going to take this up to the market and see if it fulfills the contract. I'm back, and the answer is no, it doesn't. And I went and had a little look, and this is a known issue with this particular harvester, is it will not unload partial bales. So when the game gives out contracts, there's no guarantee that using this one will enable the possibility of getting a bale out, whereas the case harvester that I was showing you will. So in this case, in this instance, there's just no other way to do it. Now, given that this is a rental piece of kit, I don't really have any options here. If there was maybe another cotton contract, I could try and jimmy a kind of a cotton contract, but just looking around, there's field 28 has cotton on it, so maybe if that came up, that was the one that did. 63 is going to be problematic because that's never going to fill a full John Deere. It'll fill a case probably. So I don't think there's any cotton harvesting up. Oh, there is field 28, and it's with this one. So if I take this, will it let me use that harvester on this field, then unload a bale, then use the case to unload a partial bale? I'm gonna find out, because field 28's over there. So this is an issue, and it is an issue you need to be aware of. Where's field 28? Sorry, I said field 28's over there. Like I knew what I was doing. That's field 63. Field 28's up there. So I'm gonna fill this till I can get rid of a bale. Then I'm gonna get the case and bring it up. Then I'm going to need to drop off this bale, carry on with a case bale, and see how that goes. Ooh, right? Cotton harvesting. I promise it's worth it, honestly. Just don't use the John Deere. Right, so here we are. So you see with this one, you have, when the rain, when the harvester is switched off, you have the option with triangle and L1 to unload an unfinished bale. So here he goes. He's going to spit out the square bale, which is unfinished, which is fine. And we can now pick that up. I really just didn't need thunder and lightning right about now. So then we'll get him out of the way. We'll get him out of the way. Now then, we have this one, which will pick up a square bale. So let's show you how to pick up a square bale. So generally speaking, what you need to do is you need to kind of line it up with the trailer, and you need to switch into the operating position, and you need to reverse. So you need to be reasonably okay at reversing. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect with these things, but it has to be reasonably okay. And there you go, and it picks it up magically and loads it up onto the trailer, and it takes one great big bale. So now what we have here is we have one circular bale and one square bale. Here is my dilemma. It took about a third of the field to finish that circular bale. So while I appreciate that the game is forgiving of some things, I think that it will not be forgiving of the fact that that there's not enough in the square bale. So here's what I propose to do. What I'm going to do is I've saved the game and I've turned autosave off. So I'm proposing to take the circular bale to Johnson's Farmers Market, which is the contract for Field 59. And you'll see that this is also for Johnson's Farmers Market. Now, maybe if the grass contracts that I did were anything to go by, what it might do is it might calculate the fact that there's a volume of cotton equating to these two fields that need to be delivered, which I have. What it might say is it will take this to finish the 8% and then take the rest for that. And then when I bring along the square bale, it will finish it all off, and I'll get my $4,895. Or the alternative is that it won't, and it will finish contract 59, but it will mean that the other contract can't be fulfilled. And if the other contract cannot be fulfilled, then what I will do is go back to my save game and I will move that bale up to Johnson's Farmer Market, deposit it at Johnson's Farmers Market, but not actually on the load point. And so the game will save it for me. It will remain there when the contract is cancelled, and then I can push it into the sale point later and sell it and recognize the revenue. So I'm gonna go and try that, and we're gonna go and see what happens. It's such a pain. It's a bit of an issue that they have. I mean, I can't believe you would have a bit of machinery that didn't allow you to empty it when it was partially full, because surely this would be a problem. You can't expect to get an accurately full load every time. So I hope they solve stuff like that in Farm Sim 25. So here we go. Now then, if I unload this and it says anything about the contract on Field 28, we're into a winner. If it just says Field 59 and money, We're in a loser. Oh, it did. It recognized it. It recognized it. It recognized it. It recognized it. So it recognized the cotton from both of them, which is pretty good. So if I park that there and go and get this and bring this along, then that should equate to both contracts. But I mean, oh man, oh man, oh man. So a lesson there: don't use the John Deere. It's rubbish. Don't use it. Don't use it, mate. And look, there may be other cotton tech on Mod Hub. I'm just, like I said, using the quote unquote officially sanctioned Giants software mods only, and the stuff that comes with the vanilla game. I think the John Deere must be a download, because I'm trying to remember FS19. I'm pretty certain there was only the case. Maybe I'm wrong. That came with the vanilla game. I mean, you know, not in terms of mods and things. So anyway, there you go. Lessons learned. These things do crop up. These things do come up, and you just need to be careful with it, because the game, there's really no handbook with this game. I mean, there's some information, but I learned what I learned from watching a lot of people, and because I played FS19 quite a lot and made a few mistakes, trialed a few things worked, and so on. And I'm possibly by no means an expert of every element of the game. I think I've done most elements of the game, but yeah, there's obviously there's still things which are like, oh, you know, if you do it this way, this happens. You're like, what? Why? Why would it do that? So let's go. So this should see us right, and we should get all this stuff off. And it's raining. It's November. Probably cold out. I didn't check the temperature. Right. So this should clarify everything, and we should be able to fulfill both contracts. We should have filled both contracts. There you go, and we got 4.5k. So, phew! So complete, and we got 4.5k. And oh, look, there's a $7,000 plowing contract. That'll keep me busy for a little while. Field 58. So yeah, so here we are. So we're heading into the winter months, and we're preparing one of our fields. We've prepared 4 fields already, so we now have 5 fields. And there's things to get started on and things to get started on eventually, but not at the minute. Arguably, you know, field planning is one of those things. Is it a good idea to have these fields empty? No, probably not. You might, for example, consider the calendar and say, I want to plant oats in March, harvest in July, then prepare the field, then plant grass and harvest grass in sort of December, January, and try and get 2 out of the season. And I did say that right at the beginning and said you might want to consider that kind of planning. But if you're planning for things like sunflowers, you know, you plant them, they're ready in late October. Maybe you harvest them in November. You might have run out of the window for grass, or then the grass ends up running into your planting season for oats, and then you miss your planting season. There's a whole bunch of things that go wrong. Trial and error. You figure it out. Those kinds of things will work for you. You've got things like sorghum, which you can, you know, harvest in August, and you could even, you know, you could even plant wheat. You could do sorghum and then wheat, but then realizing that you're not going to harvest the wheat until, you know, July. So you might have a 2-year spread, and so on. So we're not going to do that, because this is not what that game is about. This game is about showcasing a few things, not about trying to maximize potential out of our fields, although I am saying that those things possibly exist. It is cold, man. It says there, November, 20 degrees and 8. Then going into December, 7 and minus 6, 7 and minus 6, 7 and minus 9, 8 and minus 5, 8 and minus 4, 5 and minus 8 is what we're looking ahead to. So for us, we're going to carry on probably with, like I said, I've got a field to prepare, which is being prepared. No rush. And I'll carry on doing lucrative contracts that are like, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. This baling contract, if I've got nothing to do, but again, the issue is you have to pick up individual bales. It's a really small field. Um, but is it really even worth it for 6,400? I don't know. I'll have to see. So there's probably not a lot going on. You've seen everything that there is to be seen. So I think what will probably happen is I will probably do what I need to do for the remainder of the months. And we've got bees and we've got a production chain for tomatoes and lettuce and strawberries, and we've got some wool going. So I need to keep those things going. I need to prepare this field. I need to keep the contracts going. But really, there's probably not a lot happening on the farm over the winter months for a little bit of time until probably at least February. We've got to sell some stuff in January, don't we? We're selling corn in January, so I might bring you back for that because I think we should be able to do a load and deliver with the AI. So I'll probably just carry on and skip ahead, and come January time, we'll jump in and see if we can't do a load and deliver, and then after that, probably nothing doing till February, March time. Okay, so there'll probably be a little bit of a delay between this one and the next one because there's still things that need to happen. But that'll do it for now. So just, yeah, cotton. It's good, but just be aware it can be problematic, and it can cause you a few headaches. So there we are. There's the situation as it currently stands. I think we have. Oh yeah, grass. I meant to say. If grass is automatically turned off on the menu, and if you drop and click on it, it will turn it on so you can see where all the grass is. I wondered why grass wasn't showing up. It's because it's not selected. That field 71 grass contract might come up again. If it comes up again, that might make us a bit of money. Might make us a bit of money indeed. And we might see about saving some grass for ourselves. I don't know. We need to see about that. We need to find some storage for our grass. Like I said, we're going to do a silage clamp, but it would be good if we had some space for it. I maybe just actually need the money, to be honest, because I don't want to dip below 500,000, to be fair, because it's a nice cushion to have. Anyway, there you go. Planning ahead for winter and planning ahead for spring. So, yeah, thanks very much. Do drop a like. Do continue to comment. Do please subscribe to the channel. Do feel free to check out many of my other videos. I have an awful lot of them. In excess of about 450 odd. So there is plenty of things to watch if you would like to go and watch those of a variety of things. Like I said, carry on with the comments, the tips and the tricks and the positive remarks, etc., or any questions you have. And I will see you all again after Christmas. Ta-ta for now. PlayStation